on Zorro again to show the latest upgrades, what's been happening. Up here you can see the fuel transfer system. We got all the pumps up and running now. We've been circulating fuel through the rear cores. I'm going to have to pull the motors off and get them painted and stuff, and get some more fuel on so we can really transfer the fuel between all the tanks. But we've been cleaning the fuel in the day tank at the moment, and pump's really good, nice flow. We set the relief valves in the pumps so you can't over pressurize the system and risk blowing the rake hose up. So all set, and a nice little simple system. Just open one each of the valves on the manifold there, suction and return. And whenever you're transferring fuel, it always goes through the rake hose, so you're always polishing. And around the back here, we've been making the shelves for the water maker. The membranes will go just above that cable tray there against the hull, and we built a nice solid shelf to raise the air compressor up to. But as you can see, there's still plenty of room. You can get around everything here, and you can still crawl or underneath the exhaust there, so you can get around the engine completely. This is the 100 amp short cable that's going to connect the main panel to the transformers. We've been doing a lot of wiring in the main distribution panel here. So from left to right you have the 100 amp shore power, then the starboard generator, then the port generator, and then the port shore power. And the two selector switches, and you'll have a panel A and a panel B for the breakers, and then that will distribute throughout the boat. So you can split the panel, run two shores or two gens or whatever you want to do, so it all crosses over to. So nice simple system. And been doing the control wiring too for the meters. So this coming week we should be able to power this up. And then to the left of this panel goes another box the same size. This is pretty well along as far as being put together. And then that holds all the breakers that send the power around to the various sub panels or motors or fans, water maker, hot water, etc. around the boat. So just in the process now of running the main cables that feed the port generator. And then we'll run both jennies up, test them and set everything up nicely. Right, here we are down under the floor by the washer dryer. This is the old compartment where the Raycor filter was. We now have the hot water tank in the same place, and the two freshwater pumps, a main and a standby. And as you can see, most of the plumbing under here is done now for feeding all the showers and the wash basins, the toilets and everything. Every little circuit we've equipped with a shut-off valve. All the P-traps for the showers and the basins are all readily accessible. The PVC is the cold line, and the brass line underneath is the hot water line. And then over on the starboard side, you can see we have a filter in line. That's a particle filter and also a carbon filter after that. And that's to filter and purify all the water that comes out of the tanks, so the whole boat is getting filtered, not just at the end of the line. This is the deck wash pump for the anchor wash and for saltwater washdown. Same again over here, we've put shut-off valves for all the various circuits, P-traps and everything. And then under here is the hoses for the washer dryer. So pretty much everything is under here. The wash basins will have a valve close by to them, but most everything else is down here, so if there's any chance of any leaks, it's going to stay down here and it's not going to affect the cabins. So it's nice and simple really. And we have a electrical box, control box for the pumps. That's here. So we have the two fresh water pumps and the saltwater washdown. So if you come down here and there's a leak or something, you can locally switch it off without having to run up and find a breaker for it. And also for this one, we're going to have a switch either up in the anchor locker or up in the wheelhouse, so you can remotely start and stop the deck wash pump when you're coming into anchor. So we'll just fire up the freshwater pump. There's a check valve at the bottom there, and then pressure coming up. So nice, we've got like 50 pounds of pressure. Oh, looking good. And of course we have the pressure tank here, fiberglass wound pressure tank. So pretty much everything for the system is in here, which keeps it all nice and central. The pressure tank for the deck wash is on the other side of the bulkhead. We just didn't have quite enough space to get it in here. So it's not something you need to get to very often, so it's okay that it's on the other side. But yeah, all up and running. Just the ends of the lines we're doing now. Just got to get the sinks in and basin, stuff like that, and get new faucets organised. So here we have the cutout in the deck on the starboard side. This is where the grill is going to go for dumping the green water coming over the bow. Luckily the sister ship for Zorro, Sequest, is here, and they have a very similar thing, so we just kind of went and had a close inspection of that and designed this. So Stan now is fiberglassing up the box, and then we'll fit that to the underside in the utility room and put probably a 3-inch drain on that and put another through hull fitting, so we'll get rid of a lot of the green water before it gets down into the cockpit. Should work well.